Hi everyone, Chris Nansky here with Black Belt Leadership Speaking and Coaching with your Mind of a Champion tip of the week on Facebook Live. I want to share with you today, I just came back from an amazing conference in Dallas, Texas this last weekend. I was invited by Chaz Wilson and the Master Networks team to be a keynote speaker at their event called Connect 2019. And it was an amazing event. Great speakers, great people that we met with, and just an overall inspirational time. So really grateful to be able to do that. And I was able to share my keynote address with the 300 plus members that were there, as well as my Discover Your Breakthrough board breaking experience as well. So just a great weekend. And one of the things that really came from this was, for me, is the idea of being a student again. And there, as I said, there were some tremendously great keynoters as well as presenters, et cetera. And one of the things when I go to business conferences like this, and I've gone to conferences like this in the martial art world for years, and now this was an overall business conference, is I love watching people with whom this information is brand new. You can just see them light up with excitement when they're hearing presenters give them ideas that they didn't even know existed, and they're writing, feverishly. They come away with so many ideas. In fact, one of the things that I always do when I coach people that go to these conferences for the first time is, don't try to implement everything when you come back. Take a look at those 1, 2, or 3 things that can really make a difference, so you can do those things well rather than spread yourself too thin. So it's really amazing when you get to watch new people get exposure to new ideas. It's just fantastic. But what I really noticed this time was some of the folks that have been around a while, and I was really curious to see how they reacted. And one man in particular who was seated about 2 chairs down from me in the general sessions, his name is Dave Jenks, and I was so impressed with him. Here's a guy who is an incredibly successful real estate person, earned, I'm sure, multi-millions of dollars over the course of his career, been in the business for 40 years, and is one of the mentors for Master Networks in terms of business mentoring. And he was the one that was most lit up during every presentation. He was present. He was enthusiastic. When a speaker would say something that he liked, he'd hoot in enthusiasm. And when I looked at him, he was always taking copious notes. And it really got me thinking, wow, there's a guy who has already been through probably more than anyone else in this room in terms of business, and he's still being a student. And it made me think of something that Chaz said during his keynote, that you're never too old to learn and you're never too young to teach. Let me say that again. You're never too old to learn and you're never too young to teach. So it really got me thinking, how am I showing up when I go to these events, or in any event for that matter? When I have the ability to be a student, am I really taking off my blinders? Am I really taking distractions out of the way and being the best student I can be? So I took a look at myself and wanted to share 3 things that I'm committed to be doing ongoingly so that I can be a better student and I can expand my game going forward. And the first one is to be present. Now, I know that probably sounds like a cliche, but think of how many distractions we have in our life. In fact, I caught myself during the course of this event, even though I love the speakers, that I was unconsciously picking up my cell phone to take a look. And it wasn't like I was expecting any huge messages or anything coming through, but it had been a conditioned response that I had created inside myself to not be present. So I'd encourage you, and I'm going to encourage myself, is where can we take those distractions away? So when we're meeting with someone one-on-one, or if we're even in a big conference like I was, being able to be present so we can absorb everything we can and learn everything we can. The second thing is to be curious. I'm sure that there are many people when they go to conferences like I did, or even when you meet with someone one-on-one, you're going to hear things that you've heard before. But the fact of the matter is when we get curious, we're most likely going to notice things that we didn't before. And curiosity isn't dependent upon someone doing something to us. It's a choice that we make inside of ourselves, that we go into a situation and set the intention of being curious. And I can guarantee you that when you do, you're going to notice things that you hadn't before. So where can you be more curious in your interactions? And then finally, is be enthusiastic. Like I was saying, when I was seeing Dave, he's like hooting and hollering during the presentations. I was like, wow, he's really into this. And he was a guy that could probably be up there teaching it, everything that was being said, maybe even better than some of us were doing, but he was enthusiastic. And when we're enthusiastic, it opens up things for us. It opens up our awareness. It opens up our hearts. It opens up our minds. And it really allows us to be present to, again, notice things that maybe we didn't before. So there you have it. That's how I'm going to go forward to do my best to really continue to be a student so that I can expand and impact my game. And I challenge you to do that as well, you know, to be present, to be curious, and to be enthusiastic. So, would love to hear your comments on this. If you've got some other things that help you to be a better student, please share this with your friends if you think they can gain some value. And also reach out to me if you have some topics you'd like me to share as well. So once again, this is Chris Natsky with Black Belt Leadership Speaking and Coaching with your Mind of a Champion tip of the week. And remember, you're never too old to learn and you're never too young to teach. We'll see you next time.